Hello everyone. In this video we are going to learn some basic and very simple quadrant rules which you are going to use in most of the questions of class 11th trigonometric functions. Let's see what are these rules. First of all, let's draw quadrant over here. So this is your first quadrant, this is your second quadrant, this is your third, and this one is your fourth quadrant. Now whenever we are doing trigonometric functions chapter, then you have to remember that we will always be taking the things in radian form. So this is my initial line, so this is my 0 degrees, this is my pi by 2, this is my pi, this is 3 pi by 2, that means 270 degrees, and this is again over here 2 pi. That means I am completing one circle and that is of 360 degrees. But I have written the things in radian form. 0, pi by 2, pi, 3 pi by 2 and 2 pi. Now children, the basic rule is you have to remember one sentence, that is all school 10 colleges. Now you need to see over here, all means all trigonometric ratios. We have 6 trigonometric ratios, that is sine, cos, cosec, sec, tan and cot. Now all these 6 trigonometric ratios will have positive values in any of these 2 quadrants and negative value in 2 quadrants. That means all the trigonometric ratios can have 2 positive values and 2 negative values. Now in which quadrant these will have positive or negative value, that we will be deciding by this sentence. It is all school 10 colleges. All means all trigonometric ratios are positive in this quadrant. Here this is starting with S, that means sine and its reciprocal, that is cosec. These two are positive. Rest all 4 trigonometric functions, trigonometric ratios will be negative over here. This is T, that means 10 and its reciprocal, that is cot. Both of these will have positive values over here. Rest 4 will have negative values. Here it is starting with C, that means cos and its reciprocal is sec. So these will have positive values over here and rest will have negative values. Now how we are going to write it as positive and negative, and how we are going to write, like if sine is existing in this quadrant, then how I am going to write the angle. For this you need to go by this rule, that let's suppose this is your initial line and you are moving anti-clockwise direction. Alright, so you are moving from 0 degrees, that means your initial line, and then you are moving anti-clockwise direction, that means you are moving towards positive angle. So this is the quadrant from 0 to pi by 2. So here let's suppose here this is your theta. Alright, now if this is your pi by 2 and if you want to move in this quadrant, then you will be writing it as pi by 2 plus theta. But children, in class 10th, I think most of you have read that pi by 2, if I am writing pi by 2 plus theta, then it has some rule for it. Whenever the angle is pi by 2 plus theta, then your trigonometric ratio will change into some other trigonometric ratio. Let's suppose this is cos pi by 2 plus theta. Then this pi by 2 rule says change the trigonometric ratio, and the trigonometric ratio will change in sine theta. And now pi by 2 plus theta means in second quadrant, and in second quadrant cos is negative. That's why I will be writing cos pi by 2 plus theta as minus sine theta. Let's see it again, or just write down the rules I am writing over here again. This is the rule for pi by 2 plus minus theta. Whether you have positive or negative theta, then you have a rule for this. What is the rule? That you have to change the trigonometric ratio. Change trigonometric ratio, and you have to put sign according to the, and sine according to quadrant in which lies. Alright. Now how you are going to change the trigonometric ratio? If it is sine, you will change into cos. If it is cos, change into sine. If it is sec, you change into cosec. If it is cosec, you change into sec. If it is tan, you change into cot. And if it is cot, you change into tan. So this is the rule of pi by 2 plus minus theta, that you have to change the trigonometric ratio and then you will be putting sign according to the quadrant. Let's suppose it is given to me as 10 pi by 2 plus theta. So I will follow the rule here. What? Pi by 2 will change this tan theta will be changed into cot, and this theta will come here as it is. Now we have to see that 10 pi by 2 plus theta lies in which quadrant. So 10 pi by 2 plus theta, this is my pi by 2, and if I'll add something to it, then only it will be plus theta. So pi by 2 plus theta will reach in second quadrant, and here 10 is having negative sign. So I will be writing minus cot theta. Always remember, whatever the question, that trigonometric ratio has to be seen that it is lying in which quadrant. Okay, let's suppose it is given to you like cosec pi by 2 plus theta. Then this pi by 2 will change this cosec into sec. This theta will come here. Now you see this cosec pi by 2 plus theta. Pi by 2 plus theta will be in second quadrant, and in second quadrant cosec theta is positive. That's why I will be writing it as plus sec theta. Fine. If it is pi by 2 minus theta, then what you are going to do? Pi by 2 minus theta. Pi by 2 minus theta. That means I am decreasing some value from 90 degree. Pi by 2. That means it is lying in first quadrant. So if you are taking it as pi by 2 minus theta, then pi by 2 will change this 10 into cot and theta as it is, and in first quadrant it is lying. So here I will be writing plus cot theta. Alright. Children, similarly we have rule for pi plus minus theta also. Alright. So it rules says trigonometric ratio will remain same. It will remain same and sign accordingly. That means sign according to the quadrant. According to the quadrant. Now see how I am going to do this. If let's suppose I have written sine pi plus 30 degrees. Alright, in place of theta I have taken 30 degrees. Now it rule says trigonometric ratio will remain same. That means this sign will remain sine. This pi will keep this sign as it is. I will be writing sine 30 degrees. And now you see pi plus 30 degrees. Where my pi is lying? Over here. Pi plus 30 degrees. That means I am adding something to pi. So this is pi plus 30 degree. Now I am reaching in third quadrant, and what is the sign of sine here? It is negative, because in this quadrant only tan and cot are positive. Rest all four trigonometric ratios are negative. So I will be writing it as minus sine 30 degrees. So I will be writing the value of then sine 30 degrees, which is 1 by 2, minus 1 by 2. Alright. So this minus sign indicates the quadrant in which it lies. Let's take one more example. Let's suppose it is given to me as 10 pi minus theta. Alright. Or 10, say 10 minus theta. So here this pi will not change this 10. So it will be 10 only. Theta will remain as it is. Pi minus theta. This is my pi, and I am subtracting something from this pi. So I am moving in second quadrant. And in second quadrant 10 is negative. That's why the value of 10 pi minus theta will be 1030. Okay. Now if you have odd multiples of pi by 2, that means if you have 3 pi by 2, 5 pi by 2, 7 pi by 2 and so on. That means odd multiples. If you have odd multiples of pi by 2, then you will be using this rule. If you have even multiples of pi by 2, then automatically it will convert into pi plus minus theta, because if it is, suppose it is written pi 4 into pi by 2, this is even multiple of pi by 2, so this can be converted into pi form. So it will be following this rule then. Alright. So if you are having odd multiples of pi by 2, then you will be following this method, and if it is even multiple of pi by 2, then you will be following pi plus minus theta. Now children, after knowing these rules, I can write down the value which my trigonometric ratio is going to take in first quadrant, in second quadrant, in third quadrant, and in fourth quadrant, depending upon the movement I am doing. By movement I mean to say whether I am moving in anti-clockwise direction or in clockwise direction. If I move in anti-clockwise direction, then this will be taken as theta. I will be considering for this quadrant, I will be writing it as pi, and if I want to move in second quadrant, I will be writing it as pi minus theta. If I want to go down, then I will be writing it as pi plus theta. If I want to write for fourth quadrant, then I will be writing it as 2 pi minus theta. Now one thing to be noted children, I am moving in anti-clockwise direction for all the four quadrants. Just now I have told you to move in this quadrant you can use pi by 2 plus theta also. But I have used pi minus theta. Why? Because pi by 2 rules is something different. It is going to change the trigonometric ratio in some other form. That's why I am avoiding this pi by 2 and 3 pi by 2. But I am taking this pi plus minus theta rule because it will give me the more simpler solution. So for this I am writing theta. For this I am writing pi minus theta, pi plus theta, and this is 2 pi minus theta. Alright. Now in some of the books you will find that for two quadrants they move in anti-clockwise direction, and for rest two they move in clockwise direction. So if you are going to do that, let's suppose this is my two quadrants in which I am moving in anti-clockwise direction. So for this quadrant I am going to write it as theta. For this I am going to write it as pi minus theta. But when I am moving clockwise direction, then I will be writing it as minus theta. And for this, if this is 0, this is pi by 2, since I am not considering this because it is going to change the trigonometric ratio. So I am considering this pi only, pi minus theta. Okay, so two quadrants I have moved here. If I am moving in anti-clockwise direction, then this is 0 degree, this is minus pi by 2, and this is minus pi. So for this quadrant I will be writing minus pi and minus theta. That means it will give me minus pi plus theta. So if you are moving in clockwise direction, then you will be using minus theta, minus pi plus theta, and for these two you will be using theta and pi minus theta. Children, make a note of it because in most of the questions you are going to take use of this quadrant rule over here. Have a look.